Hi, PPT Church family. Of course, I'm just reaching out just to touch base and just to see how you're doing. I know normally when we get together like this, we say it's been a long time, and truly, it's been a long time. How long has it been? Boy, probably about 3 months. I know I miss having fellowship with you. Some of you were able to connect and just have some good laugh at the church, and we haven't been able to do that in a very long time. But truly from my heart, I miss the fellowship, and I miss being around God's people. But I want to kind of just share something just very quickly, and it's a principle that we see in the book of Nehemiah. And what we see there in chapter 1 and chapter 2, and actually the entire book, what we see there is a principle that the writer lays out. And what we see, number one, actually is two words that I want to just leave with you. And both of those words start with the letter P. And the first word is problems, right? And when we look at Nehemiah chapter 1, that's what we see. We see him working as the king's cupbearer, and the Bible tells us that he received news that the walls of Jerusalem was broken down and the city was burnt down. And of course, we understand that he was in great distress because he wanted to be there. But because of his job, he couldn't really leave. So we see the first thing that he had to deal with. He had to deal with that particular problem of not being able to leave and to be with his fellow people. And that's what we kind of have in our lives, is that as we go through life, we deal with problems. And some reason we're not able to avoid problems. It doesn't matter how hard you try, problems will come our way. I mean, we might do everything possible to escape problems, but it just seems to happen. And that's what Nehemiah was dealing with in that first chapter. And to be honest, it kind of run that course throughout the entire book in terms of him dodging or dealing with problematic situation. And most of us, we can say that about our lives. It doesn't matter how long we have lived, is that we always seem to run into dealing with problematic situation. But I want you to know that Nehemiah set the foundation in terms of how he dealt with every situation that came in front of him. And that started in chapter 1. And the second word is prayer. The Bible said that when he heard the news about what was going on in Jerusalem, that he prayed for 4 months. He prayed and fasted for 4 months. And when you look throughout the book of Nehemiah, it actually said that word prayer is used 17 times. There were short prayers and long prayers. And it kind of set that foundation for us, so that when we look at that principle, it's the same kind of principle we want to use when we're dealing with our problems, is that we want to use prayer. It's very important. And we see in the life of Jesus that he used prayer. In the life of some of the great men of God in the Bible, they used prayer. And I know that's one thing that we have been doing over the past, not only several months, but over the past years, is that we have been a church that prays. And I want you also as individual to be people of prayer. So when you're dealing with problems in your life, continue to pray. It is a good principle and discipline to have in your life. And the Bible tells us that even before we pray, God hears us and he has an answer. So my encouragement to you today, continue to pray, because God answers prayer. And as I leave this with you, I want you to know that as you pray, your inner person, your spiritual life is strengthened. And God respects any person that comes before him in prayer. God listens, he hears you, and he answers you. Enjoy this day, and I hope this word was an encouragement to you. God bless you, and take care. Bye-bye.